Okay, this is a continuation of page 2. Now we're on exercise 4M. We're going to find out many things about these four quadratics. Among the things we're going to find out, we're going to find the point of intersection with the y-axis, which is also known as the Y-intercept. Equation of the axis of symmetry, we already know how to find that. Coordinates of the vertex, we already know how to find that. Intersection with the x-axis, remember that is just the x-intercepts, which we already found out above. The range of f. The range of f are the possible y values of f. Okay, usually we express that with y is greater than or equal to something, or y is less than or equal to something. Sketch the graph of the function, which we'll do on the next page, and use your GDC to draw the graph to check your results. We'll do that on the next page, okay? All right, so let's look at number 1, x squared plus 2x minus 3. So as usual, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to program it into the calculator. So I programmed it there, x squared plus 2x minus 3. I'm going to graph it just for fun. And we can kind of see some of the characteristics of it. So let's look at the first thing that they want us to find is the point of intersection with the y-axis, also known as the y-intercept. There's a couple ways to do that. The quickest way is probably to use trace. If we do trace, and some of you know trace because it puts a cursor here and you can move it around with the arrows and find different places. The best way to use trace is to type in certain values of x. So like, for example, if I typed in 2, it would give me the value 2, 5, because that's one of the points on the quadratic. If I want to find out the y-intercept, I would do trace 0. So trace 0, and that would give me the point 0, negative 3, which is the y-intercept. So I can write that down right here, 0, negative 3. That was really easy to find. Another way to find it would be second table. And then if we look at second table and we look at the x equals 0 position, it tells us that the y-intersect is negative 3, right? Let's find the axis of symmetry. The easiest way to find the axis of symmetry is to find the vertex first. So let's go back to the graph and we'll do second calc minimum. And then with the left bound, we move to the left side of the vertex. We hit enter. The right bound, we move to the right side of the vertex. We hit enter. And then we hit the guess. And that tells us that the minimum is at negative 1, negative 4. The vertex is negative 1, negative 4. So the axis of symmetry is the x-coordinate of the vertex, which is x equals negative 1. Section 4 says the coordinates of the point of intersection with the x-axis, also known as the x-intercept. So we just do second calc 0. And we move the left bound slightly to the left of the x-intercept. This is the first left one that we want to look for. We hit enter. We move it slightly to the right of the x-intercept. We hit enter. We hit the guess, and then we get negative 3, 0. Negative 3, 0. Okay, and then if we want to find the other x-intercept, we go second calc 0. And left, we move the cursor slightly to the left of this intercept. We hit enter. We move it slightly to the right, and we hit enter. And then we hit guess, and it's 1, 0. Okay. And last of all, it says to find the range of f. So the range of f is interesting because it is all the possible y values. If we look at this picture, we can see that the y values, the lowest y value would be this value here. The y values can go all the way up to positive infinity from here. We can also see from the table, we can see all the possible y values. The smallest y value appears to be negative 4. The larger y values go up to infinity. So it seems like it would be negative 4 and up. And we can confirm that by looking at the y coordinate of the vertex, which is the lowest y value in this case because it opens up, right? So we could put that the range is y is greater than or equal to negative 4. Okay, so we can actually find the range by using the y coordinate of the vertex. Let's work on x squared plus 8x plus 7. So we'll type that one in. X squared plus 8x plus 7. And then we're going to graph it. And let's find the vertex first. Second calc, minimum. And we move the cursor slightly to the left of the vertex. We hit enter. We move it slightly to the right of the vertex. We hit enter and we guess. And negative 4.00001 is negative 4, comma, negative 9. So the vertex is, it's negative 4, comma, negative 9. And so the axis of symmetry equation would be the x coordinate of the vertex, which is x equals negative 4. And we also want to know the y-intercept. So let's use trace 0 to find the y-intercept. We could also use the table to find y-intercept. So 0, comma 7. Finally, let's find the x-intercept. So second calc 0. And then the left bound, let's move the cursor slightly to the left of the x-intercept. And then we move it slightly to the right of the x-intercept. And it tells us that the x-intercept is negative 7, comma 0. And then we are going to find this one here. So it would be second calc 0. The left bound would be, do it here, slightly to the right of this intercept. Guess, negative 1, comma 0. Now to find the domain, this is a parabola that opens up, so the domain goes from here up. I'm sorry, the range goes from here up. What is the lowest value of the range? It would be the y value of the vertex, which is negative 9. So above negative 9, it will be y is greater than or equal to negative 9. Is it y is greater than or equal to negative 9, or is it y is greater than negative 9? So negative 9 is not the asymptote. It is an actual point on the parabola. So it would be greater than or equal to negative 9. Okay, let's look at number 3, which is x squared minus 6x minus 7. So we'll enter that one in here. X squared minus 6x minus 7. And we are going to graph it just for fun. Oh, wow, the vertex is so low it's off the screen. If we want to see it, one way we could do it is to use zoom fit. Zoom fit will automatically adjust the vertical parameters so that it fits perfectly. Okay, wow, so it wants to show us everything up here too. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so let's find the y-intercept first by doing trace 0. Trace 0 gives us 0, comma, negative 7. And the vertex in this case is going to be second calc min, right? Because it opens up. We're going to do second calc min and not second calc max. The cursor is already on the left, so we'll hit enter. Then we'll move the cursor slightly to the right. There it is. Do you see the cursor? There it is, slightly to the right, and then we'll do the guess. And it's 3, comma, negative 16. That would be the vertex, 3, comma, negative 16. And the axis of symmetry is going to correspond to the x coordinate of the vertex, x equals 3. And the range corresponds to the y value of the vertex. So it's going to be y is greater than or equal to negative 16. And last of all, let's figure out the x-intercepts. So we figure out the x-intercepts by doing second calc 0, and then we move the cursor slightly to the left of the left X-intercept. We hit enter, we move it slightly to the right of the X-intercept, we hit enter, we guess. There it is, -1, 0. And then let's find the other one by repeating second calc 0. This time we want to move the cursor kind of over to here, right? Enter, move it now to the right side of the X-intercept. There it is, enter, guess. 7, 0 is the other X-intercept. Okay. Last of all, let's find all these characteristics of x squared minus 3x minus 4. So x squared minus 3x minus 4. Okay, and then we're going to graph it. Okay, and I think I'm just going to do zoom fit for the zoom standard for this one because it doesn't look like it's going to need. Yeah, that's fine, right? Let's do trace 0 to find the y-intercept. Trace 0 tells us that the y-intercept is 0, -4. Then we'll find the vertex by doing second calc minimum. Move the left boundary. Oh, we're looking for the vertex, which is right there. So we move slightly to the left of the vertex. We move slightly to the right of the vertex. And we hit guess enter. And it's 1.5, comma, -6.25. And we know that the axis symmetry is the x coordinate of the vertex, which is x equals 1.5. Then we're going to do second calc 0 to find the x-intercept. So we do second calc 0, and we move the cursor slightly to the left of the x-intercept. And then we move it slightly to the right of the x-intercept. And it tells us that one of the x-intercepts is -1, 0. And the other x-intercept is going to be between here and here, 4, 0. And last of all, we know that the range is going up from the vertex. The vertex is 1.5, -6.25. So the lowest value of the vertex is y equals -6.25. So the range is going to be any number above -6.25. Okay, and that's it for page 2.